Hi, I'm Robin Worley, founder of ADAPTS LLC. Thank you so much for inviting us to the Travelability Shark Tank. As a former flight attendant, I recognized an unmet safety need for wheelchair users when there's an emergency evacuation on an airplane. So in 2017, I created the ADAPTS portable transfer sling for this reason. With the help of a successful Kickstarter campaign, we funded our first production run and we've been taking off ever since. Whether you're checking into a hotel, boarding a cruise, or exploring a theme park, ADAPTS is your travel companion that's always ready for takeoff. And while no one plans for emergencies, being prepared is part of being empowered. ADAPTS is a lightweight, portable transfer sling designed to help wheelchair users transfer safely, swiftly, and with dignity, especially when the unexpected happens. It's the rescue sling you can use every day. We've been honored with awards such as the NATIX Expo in the UK, and we've proudly showcased ADAPTS for years at Abilities Expos across the United States. We've heard one thing again and again. Why doesn't every airline and hotel have one of these for customers who use wheelchairs? The answer is because here's the truth. Claiming your property is wheelchair accessible is only half the effort needed to be truly accessible. What's your plan when the pool lift is broken or when the elevator is out of service? Hosts also need to address wheelchair accessibility when disaster strikes and their customers can't use their wheelchair to evacuate. If elevators are off or a first responder isn't available yet, why wait? ADAPTS offers a safe and supported egress, bringing peace of mind to guests, families, and staff alike. ADAPTS is a different kind of sling. It's affordable enough to be stocked in every accessible room, and it's compact enough to be stowed with emergency equipment on an airplane. It's intuitive to use, weighs 1.15 pounds, and it can be deployed in seconds. It's the only sling designed for use both ways, meaning head to foot down a narrow aisle or corridor, or side by side for lateral transfers. It can go around corners where stretchers can't go, and it's the only sling designed for a completely paralyzed or incapacitated person control. ADAPTS is the most. So, if you're ready to elevate your accessibility game and truly welcome all vacationers, let's talk. Request a quote at Robin, R-O-B-I-N, at ADAPTS, ADAPTS.org. And join the movement that's making travel safer, smarter, and more inclusive, one lift at a time. ADAPTS isn't just a product, it's a promise that your destination is ready, welcoming, and safe for everyone. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to present to you.
Fantastic video and presentation. We are going to go on to our judges' questions. Let's start with Nick.
A lot of great uses for this product. One of the things I was curious about is I've seen other types of mobility aids, and slings and those kinds of things. What do you think the key differentiator is for your product versus those other products that are available?
Thank you. Yeah, most of the other products are designed for people who have upper body control. So paraplegics. ADAPTS was designed so that anyone, including quadriplegics, people with ALS, fully paralyzed people could be evacuated in an emergency.
And do you recommend having specific training for your product for teams who are using it?
It's pretty intuitive. Our product insert shows exactly how best to use it. The lower handles just need to be behind the knees, and the rest, the person just sort of is enveloped in the sling like a hammock. We also have multiple videos on our YouTube channel and various graphics to show people how best to use it.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, let's move on to Christine.
Hi, Robin. Thanks for your amazing product. I really appreciate the affordability and the multiple ways that it can be used. I just had a question about like is when you are showing how to use the product, how do you explain like if is there any concern like being a former flight attendant like needing the physical capacity to work with your product and in an emergency situation, is there any ever concern about that? Like you have to have two people help with that.
Well, it's designed, it has 6 handles, so if there's a particularly heavy person, you're gonna obviously need more people to help lift them.
Mhm.
But typically, a 180-pound person, if you had 2 people or 3 people, it all depends on the strength of the people lifting. In an aircraft emergency, if it's a planned emergency, the flight attendants will reseat able-bodied helpers around the person who's going to need help at getting out. Yeah, I mean, it's a concern, but in an emergency, you just have to recruit
Jump in.
whoever's around. We're tested up to 450 pounds for the 6 handles.
Excellent.
We've
Thank
actually had people in the sling that weigh 300 pounds.
you. Wow. It's incredible. Thanks.
Thanks.
Amazing. All right, let's move on to Autumn. Autumn, what is your question?
Thanks. Amazing product. I had questions on how do you, so I see this being very useful for various like municipal agencies, parks and recreation, senior centers, the whole 9 yards. So, how are you seeing this product being taken up in that market, and how are you marketing specifically to municipalities?
Well, interesting you asked that. We just started getting approval in the VA system and also in SAM.gov. And so, yeah, we're trying to diversify into the B2G market. Initially, we started trying to get it marketed into the airlines, and then I realized we really need to market it to the end users, the regular customers. But a lot of our plan is also trying to get into FEMA and the Red Cross and, places that manage disasters and evacuation plans.
Yeah, because I could see this being stored right next to like the AED and other
Yes,
emergency
exactly.
stuff. So yeah, thanks.
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
All right, and Chris, are you ready with your question?
Sure. Thanks, Christy. Hi, Robin. Great presentation. I guess mine's a little bit of a continuation of Autumn. So it sounds like um, the best first use case was more direct to consumer to the end user. Can you talk a little bit about the economics of that in terms of customer acquisition, or was it all word of mouth? And then I'm assuming your product is just kind of one-time purchase. Is there any ability to do follow-on purchases with other accessories? So if you could speak to that a little bit around the direct to consumer, which is where you've had the most traction so far.
Right. We initially tried doing print advertising and some of the more traditional ways of getting the word out. And now we pretty much do everything social media marketing and word of mouth. And so we also have an affiliate marketing program that's helped a lot with getting sales in Europe and Asia. Um, as far as what was the other part of your question? The accessories. Yeah, it's just a pretty like we don't need a belt to hold you in or
Yep.
it's just a travel accessory or an accessory you'd have in your go kit at home for a disaster
Yeah.
and well, I'd like to partner with other similar products because trying to market just one product is really, really difficult. If there was some sort of consortium that each had individual products that wanted to sort of come together as, a
Yeah.
catalog of products per
Yeah.
se,
Yeah. Kind of like like an
something like that.
emergency kit and
Yeah, or just travel items.
yeah.
Mhm.
One follow-up question, and then Christy, I'm going to be quiet. Do you have any sort of IP or patents on your product? Because I would think that if you don't, it like someone might go on Amazon and knock that off pretty quickly. So do you have any protections?
Yeah. Well, there's good news and bad news about that. We did go down that road and we learned, well, two things. We weren't sure it was cost effective to go for the patent because someone could come along and just change one little thing and, get around the patent that way. And secondly, you have to have really deep pockets to defend a patent.
Yep.
And thirdly, pretty much transfer slings are not patentable.
Okay.
So that's basically what we learned, and we learned a very expensive lesson with that.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Fantastic. We are out of time, so that was a perfect ending there. Thank you so much, Robin. I'm sorry for the delay, but glad we got to see it, and that was fantastic. All right, so now we are on to our final presenter of the day, and